Trisha Paytas is a YouTuber with almost 5 million subscribers who's mostly known for creating intentionally controversial content. That means you can never quite tell when she's being genuine. That was from Trisha's alternative version to A Star Is Born, in which even the dog decides to end its life. In addition to her frequent unedited YouTube uploads, Trisha Paytas also has a surprising number of music videos that she's published in her time, many of which have a both unexpectedly high level of direction and production value, but then also a unique number of shots where Trisha is just rotating on her back like a 7-Eleven hot dog. After watching the majority of Trisha's musical endeavors, I feel like I have a pretty well-rounded sense of her personality and her brand. So I've gathered clips from a wide variety of Trisha Paytas videos, from the homemade to full-scale Hollywood productions, mama. So we can take a look at some of the interesting details in each of them, such as the raw sexuality of her bland Caucasian love interest, chaotic lighting, labored choreography, and enough fried food that you'll be picking chicken tender crumbs out of your silk sheets for at least 5 business days. Stay tuned for a Trish Paytas themed installment of Clip Breakdown, baby. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite creators' content, movies, TV shows, and then we shove our hands deep inside as though we're checking the colon health of our cattle or something. I don't know. I'm not a farmer, okay? We're gonna get into all of the Trish Paytas goodness, but before we get into it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns like this on other YouTubers. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right down there. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week. So make sure you click that bell icon. That way you'll be the first to know every time I come on here with another little Egyptian dance for you to watch. Also, you'll notice that I have some aloe plant merch like this all over tee. We got mugs, we got tea phone covers, whatever. Like I said, I was rather impressed by not only the number of Trisha Paytas music videos, but the level of effort that went into each of them, at least for the most part. There are still some that were like seemingly made on a backyard budget, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. In the case of some of these other YouTubers, their first music video starts off pretty lousy and then they get better and better as time goes on. Not the case with Trish. It's a little bit more of a roller coaster. In fact, let's start with one of Trisha's most recent video entries. This one came out just a few weeks ago and it's called OnlyFans. Unsurprisingly, it's like a love song to Trisha's OnlyFans subscribers, who she treats with a special bit of attention. Does anyone want to let her know that her boyfriend is an escapee from a virtual cadaver lab? She's giving straight up bedroom eyes like, ooh, I want to get with that blue plastic body. And he said, I shall put my foot on the ground and lift my hand to touch your boob. The fact that they gave a close-up to this digital animation is hilarious because he's just like, download the sex now. I don't know what she's trying to tell me with this. Like, that blue man is supposed to be all of them, all of the gentlemen who pay $5 a month to see her in lingerie. It continues to escalate to the point where this blue gentleman actually mounts Trisha like she's a pommel horse. And this is the first time I noticed Trisha tends to end up in these shots in a lot of these music videos where we're getting a really weird angle of her laying on her back. Like in this scene, it starts and I'm just seeing all shin bone and the top of her head. Very seductive. Take a breath, blow a kiss when I'm needing you. I'm sorry, no, not then rotating her like she's a defrosting Hot Pocket. Hey guys, we're here on the set of Trisha's new music video and I've got some exclusive behind the scenes footage of her working. It seems like we're in a universe where Trisha's ideal lover has no facial expression and no genitals. He's just a big massive blue weight that kind of straddles her from above. Merch idea, they should make a weighted blanket that's shaped like a human body so that I can live out my fantasy of taking a nap in someone else's coffin with them. This has happened with a couple other YouTuber music videos that we've reviewed in the past. It's like there's a concept at first, but it goes nowhere. Like 3 minutes starts to feel like a long time when you're just staring at Trisha on a unironed faux silk blanket. Like I get it, she has a beautiful body, but I don't get what I'm looking at. Like this video takes place in a post-apocalyptic Blade Runner 2049 world where there's like crumbling asphalt floating in the air. Also, at some point, we lose the blue man group situation that she's having sex with, and it just goes to these random dudes on the internet. The first one, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to imply that he's pleasuring himself, so could do without that. Trisha, I don't know who these guys are. I'm pretty sure that last one was just browsing the Audible store in a Samsung Galaxy commercial. Now, in theory, I get it, like this is supposed to be the gentlemen who are connecting with her on OnlyFans, but I wish that I knew what she was trying to say about these guys earlier on. Like, it would be cool if we saw her going up to kiss that Blue Man Group guy. Then we cut to like Mr. Tattoo Shoulder over here, and we see a blue version of Trish is going in to kiss him, so we get that they're like interacting virtually. Although I can see how that would be difficult when the most complex thing they could get out of the Blue Man, it looks very much like The Day the Earth Stood Still if that was like more sexual. Ooh, there's a 50-foot alien man downtown and I can just tell he wants to me. That's my music video for this. Let's put that on TV. So yeah, OnlyFans, it had a nice look and I didn't mind the video itself. Like, it was contained, but the vibe matched the song. I will say that. I love that throughout all of Trisha's videos, that she's really not afraid to show off her body, which I think is amazing. I love Trisha's confidence that she exudes here, even though in later songs she kind of lets on that it's sort of an act. This next video, however, is sort of a departure from that. It's called I Love You Jesus, and it all takes place inside some church somewhere. Trisha says that this was her first step into like Christian pop music, so let's watch. I'm sorry to stop you so early into the performance, Trisha, but was the lighting designer for this church Shrek himself? I need an immediate explanation for this green tint all over your face and body. It looks like you just got done swimming laps in hell. We're in one of those churches where there's recessed lighting bulbs or there's track lighting and you can kind of angle the things, but some of those lights are either green or they're like mixing the color temperatures in such a way that blue light is appearing green. I don't know how we shot this entire music video with the color looking like we're on the national tour of Wicked. For me, it's also just like the crazy shadows, like under her eyes. They clearly didn't try to light this at all. They just like walked into an empty church and were like, we got this. Jesus and the 12 apostles were looking down from heaven being like, you guys didn't bring any lights? Oh, okay. I guess we love you still. We have no choice. Some beauty lights never hurt no one. Jesus knows that more than anyone. Have you seen some of those pictures of him around Christmas? He looks gorgeous.
There was a time I overdosed.
And now you're in purgatory and that's why you're surrounded by empty office chairs? Or does hell just look like a mega church for white people? I don't understand.
I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus.
So Trisha, we're doing a video where we're paying homage to your Lord and Savior. What do we want to do? Like big church choirs, tons of celebration? No, I think I'll just do like some step touches in front of the altar for 3 minutes. It does kind of remind me of when the show choir from elementary school visits the old folks' homes. But if that's the vibe, then go for it. This is your new Christian single. Now Trisha understands that this video is a departure from her other content, so she takes a chance to explain that all to the viewers right after.
I really want to do a Christian song and I was like kind of scared. I was like, people might think it's for views or for money, and I was like, well, I want to just take all the proceeds from this song and just donate it.
Nothing wraps up a 3-minute music video on a high note quite like a 90-second prologue justifying its existence. However, good on Trisha for donating the proceeds of this video, and she must have been on somewhat of a Jesus kick for a minute here because our next music video is all about Jesus too. This one is called A Jesus Bop, in parentheses, The Jesus Way. And we can add this to another long list of YouTubers who shot their entire music video in one day at a rented mansion and thought that that would be enough. It's not enough for me, I'll tell you that much, and I have very low demands. I will eat a lean cuisine when it's still icy cold in the middle. I don't care. For some reason, this video also starts with the camera hovering on a shot of Trisha's unconscious body. Looking like Toy Story when Andy's mom walks in. Why is she sleeping in her cheerleading uniform? Why do we start the video with her just sleeping for 3 seconds? I'm all about hooking people in on like the first few seconds of footage, so I would have maybe started with some more shots of the scene. Like they're in this beautiful location. I think we could have seen a little bit more of the features of this mansion that we're gonna be exploring throughout the whole video. But I mean, just generally, this video is very hard to watch. Like it's long, it goes nowhere. It's just Trisha and Jesus palling around. And there was never once like any attention paid to lighting. It doesn't seem like they redecorated this place at all. They just showed up to this rented mansion and went for it.
Doesn't matter your past or what you do, just get on those knees and he'll listen to you.
Is anyone else getting serious school night vibes from the color of this video? It's depressing. Everything looks like it was shot in the shade, and then they just added some sort of blue filter over everything, but it's not good because there's no depth. This looks like a full-blown Winterfresh commercial. Nothing looks like it was intentionally put on camera. Like when we see Jesus and Trisha in this elevator going up, you literally can barely see them in there. I had to watch this in slow motion to understand she was praying to him on her knees.
Serve the world. This is your work.
The Pope just saw this video and was like, we're gonna add a new commandment. Thou shalt not show Jesus in overhead lighting. It's like, we get it. You're in a mansion. They have a movie theater. That doesn't make this fun to watch. Like, it just gives that house multiple rooms. And what exactly is it that they're trying to say? She keeps talking about the Jesus way, and I just want this video to show me what the Jesus way is, because all I'm seeing so far is that the Jesus way is her jumping around, dipping her toes in some bath water. If you want it to be funny, make Jesus do some funny stuff. Like, why aren't you having lunch with Jesus and he's turning your water into wine? Or you're in the bathtub and he turns your water into wine. That would be funny. Or maybe he makes like one fish and one loaf of bread last for 12 days. Like, there's all these things you could build in that would actually make sense. And at least then I'm like waiting for the next gag to happen and not just being like, oh, and this mansion also has a mini golf course. I don't care. This is LA. Every other house has some stupid piece of garbage in it. I don't think that's luxurious. That just gives kids more of a reason to hang out. Anyway, I hope this Jesus guy is someone Trisha knows personally, because there's no way he's getting paid enough to put on a Jesus robe and skip down there like he's playing hopscotch. He's like, I studied method acting at Columbia. And Trisha's like, well, you have Jesus-y hair, so you're gonna be Jesus. The next song on the list is actually one of Trisha Paytas's lowest rated videos in terms of likes to dislikes. It's called Chicken Parmesan and Heartbreak. I actually liked this title because it felt very on brand for Trisha right off the bat. I also believe that this is a breakup song between Trisha and her ex-boyfriend named Jason Nash. That's why she's wearing a shirt with his name on it. And I was actually really into this video. Like, the camera work is great. I love the location when she's dancing at the beginning. Look at those huge lights they have going outside the windows. And also they cut to these shots where the camera's on a jib, so you get these really dynamic movements with her dancing. All is going quite well, I thought.
Is it too much to ask to have a little class? Chicken Parmesan and heartbreak.
I'm sorry, are these the mirrors that were salvaged from the Great Hall of the Titanic? Why are they so dirty looking? I mean, I guess they're not dirty, they're just scratched up, but either way, it's very distracting to this image. I want that Beyonce Pepsi commercial look where she's like looking at herself all the ways. We need to either get clean mirrors or like intentionally dirty up these ones. Maybe if they had like fogged up the glass in certain ways. That way we just get some patches of visibility on her. At some point, Trisha even brings in lookalikes of Jason Nash in the whole Vlog Squad. I don't know what it is about the Vlog Squad, but they just make me feel so bored. I'm like, do you have, where's the personality? Can I find one in there? While I definitely commend Trisha for having choreography in pretty much all of her videos, I did notice that a lot of the times it seems like she's struggling to stay on beat a little bit. I don't know if that's just a matter of not having quite enough rehearsal time. Feels a little bit like it's on a half-second delay. Next up is the music video for Fat Chicks, which is Trisha Paytas's body positivity anthem. It all kind of centers around Trisha being a waitress at like a 50s diner, where clearly a lot of the patrons who are skinnier don't just accept her as she is. I love how you can see that guy clearly being like, her hair is this big. The director said, in this scene, we need everyone to be making fun of Trisha's body weight. That guy's like, no, we're gonna talk about that fucking wig though. As far as looks go, I think this is one of my favorite Trisha Paytas looks in all of the music videos. That hair looks fierce. She's really selling her character and it feels on brand. Her makeup looks amazing here. Her skin looks awesome. I'm here for it. Throughout the music video, Trisha is kind of seducing this gentleman who I have to say licks his lips quite a bit in this music video. Yeah, can we get an oral damn for this tattooed gentleman? Because he's wetting down the floor in a way that's causing our insurance premiums to go up. I probably wouldn't have noticed it if it weren't for the fact that Trisha needed a couple more actors for this video. She just hired this group of 4 people, the 2 girls and the 2 guys. And it's a little weird because at the beginning, these 2 guys are like straight up making fun of Trisha for how she looks. And then she seduces them and they go with her for the rest of the video, which I guess kind of sends a confusing message. It's like, oh, I'm a fat chick, so guys don't like me, but then I still have sex with them anyway. Okay. I feel inspired. This video makes, I think, pretty good use of its diner location. We even get some cool exteriors and the fluorescent lighting is really working for the vibe. The dancing and the choreography, however,
All my fat chicks, where you at? Now drop it low and shake that
We didn't have time to organize like a real dance, but if you're looking for some bosom thrusting, then meet me in the parking lot of Sonic, baby. The woman on the left literally looks like she's astral projecting out of her own body right now. She said, maybe if I go into a coma, I won't have to do this video anymore. Ah, gosh, I picked out too many music videos. All right, we gotta keep going, guys. Let's take a look at one of Trisha's first covers where she did Van Halen's Hot for Teacher. And this video actually features an introduction from David Lee Roth of Van Halen himself. Now that's legitimate. You can tell because there's someone old in it.
Never before in the history of digital cyberspace. Get your cyber legs ready. You're about to lose your balance. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, kids, turns out Grandpa can't stay for the whole birthday party. He's getting really tired. It appears as though he starts sundowning and grabs his crotch all of a sudden, and I got a little nervous, but we'll keep watching.
The homeroom teacher that you've always dreamt of. Well, the kind of dreams that you never mentioned of. Your IQ is gonna go down 14 points.
I think it already did, David Lee Roth. Thank you so much for showing me how to do it. Just like the original Van Halen video, she shot Hot for Teacher all in black and white, but it's not like an artfully done black and white. It's more like, again, we went through the hallways of an abandoned school after hours, and we ran around with the video camera acting like sex banshees. There was a lot of this video that made me cringe a little bit, so let's get into it.
Okay, Mom, I have to go. Bye!
I know this was inspired by that long drum roll from the original song, but it was criminal to send these girls running down that hall, rattling like a Scooby-Doo villain. These girls were almost certainly getting paid nothing, and Trisha's got them running down the hall in their flip-flops or bare-ass feet with their skirts being too short. Like, come on, this was the most undignified thing I've ever seen. Certainly not sexy. No, these girls need reparations. Whoever these women are who appeared in this music video, Trish needs to call them up and say sorry. Mama, this is school project lighting you're giving me here. Are you making a music video or is this your slideshow on Westward Advancement? Check the original music video, and even though it was in black and white, they weren't just putting a camera on their shoulder and saying, run down that hallway, make your ass jiggle. Like, there were really artful shots. You can tell they were placing the lighting really carefully. They were composing this for the frame, and I don't even really like that original music video. It makes me feel sad, like I have to go to school tomorrow. But at least I can see that they took more time setting up their shots than they did in this Hot for Teacher video. Check out this next shot, for example. The framing of this shot just gave me astigmatism. Was this video captured by a hurricane rescue worker? It feels like they just set up the camera in the middle of a hallway. We don't even get a full background of those lockers. They end randomly. Also, the camera is not level. You can see the top of those lockers are not lined up with the top of the frame. Because we're not zoomed in at all, we have this weird lens distortion. Trisha's feet are cut out at the bottom, but we have all of this awkward headroom at the top. Not to mention the fact that Trisha's dressed like a raver unicorn who's depleted all of the serotonin in her brain. Those leggings look like something Logan Paul would wear to a death match. Those gloves look like something Michael Jackson would be buried in. It's a lot. I can't. This video, I think, is the one that really I was like, nope, okay, they're not all good. In fact, some of them are garbage. It's weird to me that they got the license and the mechanical license for this song from Van Halen. Like, that costs money. And then they obviously impressed or knew David Lee Roth enough to get him to appear and introduce this video. But like, what is the point of doing a cover if you're gonna make it so much more inferior to the original? The video is not doing anything new. It's not taking that concept and modernizing it or elevating it. This didn't need to be. But off they go. They continue to harass this teacher.
I'm so sorry.
Hold my guitar and keep smelling the piss in that urinal, Jennifer. I'm gonna go into this stall with the teacher. This just seems like it would have been the most uncomfortable shoot to be on ever. Those girls are standing around in their short skirts, having to sit in those tiny plastic chairs with their bare legs. Have you ever been into a boys' bathroom in an elementary school? It is Schindler's List up in there. No, sir. Do not shoot a scene in there. These girls showed up to set and were like, is there gonna be hair and makeup? And Trisha was like, no, but there are like some chicken bones over there you can brush your hair with. Next up is the music video for Thick, which has a lot of good stuff coming for it. I actually really like this song.
Pink G-wagon and my hair on fleek.
I'm I'm very into this video right from the beginning. We have this outdoor shooting location that kind of looks like city streets. I don't know if that was a soundstage or a studio or what have you, but it looks like it might have been. I love how she's really filled the scene with a lot of extras to make it feel like it's bustling and is not just like some empty streets. The worst thing you can do is spend all that money on a big set like a city square or something like that and then have it look eerily empty. That's why extras are so important. They add like a subconscious level of realism to your shots. And in the case of this, they're adding lots of texture and vibrancy and color, like with those balloons and stuff. It gives you the feel of the video. Also, I think the pink G-Wagon is good branding. I've seen Trisha driving around in that G-Wagon here in LA and I'm always like, oh, it's Trisha.
Jealous of me cause I got a booty like what? I'll be the
I like how all of those dancers hit their mark at a different time. The guy on the left is like, oh my god, it's Jigglypuff. She's been experimenting with ecstasy, it looks like. Next, Trisha brings in some of these cool dancers who I really like that they're in the video, but the costume situation at one point gets a little untenable.
Come on, everybody now, clap your hands. Thick girls are a boy's best friend. Thick girls are a boy's best friend. All my plus size ladies, let me hear it again.
Great, now can we find some costumes that don't make your backup dancers look like Hannah Montana's broke-ass hillbilly cousin? I get that they're all supposed to be dressed like Trish here, but nobody's wig looks like Trisha's. They just got like 4 of the cheapest Amazon wigs you could find that were blonde. Like, I'm trying to see Super Bass from Nicki Minaj. When everyone was wearing those matching costumes, it looked cute. It was done. All these dancers look so cool and so fierce when they're wearing their own clothes and their own hair. I don't need to ever see them dressed exactly like Trisha. One thing I noticed Trisha did in this video, which really helped carry it, I think, was save a final location until the third part of the video, like the final verse. That's where she came in with this new set and this new costume with her dancers.
Guinness World Record, yeah, you ought to know. I'm ripping rhymes faster than a lightning bolt.
Now she's obviously going for, you know, that showgirl thing where she's coming down a huge staircase and the gentlemen are dancing next to her. Obviously the staircase is a little small here. We don't have all of the room we need, but I still feel like she made it work because she saved all of these dancers in a new look. You can tell those are the same dancers who were on the stoop, but their hair was all unstyled at that time. It took me a minute to even realize those were the same dancers because they rearranged them. Next, we're watching the video for Iconic. It was at this point in watching Trisha Paytas's videography that I started to really appreciate her for what she is. I mean, she does plenty of things that are disagreeable, but at least when she's making a music video, she puts some thought into how she can keep those lean, athletic, mostly gay dancers of West Hollywood employed.
Get on your knees, cause I'm so take a pic and put it on your wall. Iconic.
I'm not gonna argue with Trisha's icon status, but I will argue that her backup dancers need their shorts to be tailored. Oh, there's that defrosting turkey breast pose we've seen in so many of Trisha's videos. Oiled up and laid flat like a pork cutlet on a skillet. Yes, mama, pork chops tonight. Next up is a song that I actually really liked and I found this video pretty good. It's called Freaky. The song is fun, the chorus is cool. I love the setting, like there's tons of variety in the location, good amount of extras, the lighting is sick. It's really well shot.
Freak, freak, the freak to get freaky. I wanna be you hit it hard now. Freak, freak, the freak to get freaky.
Fine, Rachel, you can wear a bra under the lingerie, but it has to be red. And don't forget to do your makeup like a girl who has a nipple piercing, okay? This video kind of starts when Trisha is watching a magic performer and he puts her inside the magic box. Then this whole freaky thing happens within that magic box. You get it?
Freaky. I wanna be you hit it hard now. Freak, freak, the freak to get freaky.
I know that this is supposed to be sensual, but all I'm seeing is someone that's willing to have sex with a birthday magician. If the thought of a mystical party performer worshiping my feet was appealing to me, then I would have never left the basement of that video store in New York. Just a heads up, we're gonna need some Febreze for inside that box. There's a whole eyes wide shut situation happening. It's getting a little musty. This next video, I could not help but laugh at because it somehow is about Trisha Paytas fantasizing about what the reaction will be like when she's dead. This is called 6 Feet Under.
When I'm 6 feet under, will you remember me? Will the tears fall harder saying, how can this be?
Oh, so nice of someone to show up to my funeral in their dirty ass sneakers. Probably one of those Vlog Squad kids messing around with their skinny jeans. Have some respect for my corpse. So as I said, this video is all about how people will remember Trisha after she dies, and she features her real mom and sister in the video who have flashbacks to all the good times with Trisha, which for some reason are all food related in this case.
Like me, if my world stops turning and I'm losing my feet. The ground keeps shaking from right underneath. Can you set me free, or will you plain and leave?
Mom, I want you to be in my next video. All you have to do is cry like I'm dead and eat a churro on camera. I'm sorry, what? Trisha, are you trolling your own mother? Also, the mom's face acting is some of the best we've seen in any of these videos, and her makeup, her skin looks gorgeous. This is a beautiful family.
Will you still love me if I'm gone in the morning, just lying there?
I'm sorry, did you just ask if we'll still love you even after we discover your body on the floor tomorrow morning? Because that's what I heard. It's really touching that all of Trisha's family time involves eating tan foods. It's so nice for you.
How can this be? She was
I don't know why, but if my sister wears a bold red lip to my funeral, I'm gonna haunt her ovaries. I'm gonna have a whole colony of ghosts in there just jamming up the tube. Jason Nash is also in this video, who was Trisha's boyfriend at the time. So another verse is about how he'll react to her death. I don't know what we're doing here.
when my fears start running and the years been coming. Will you still love to sit and watch me eat? Make fun of each other while we feast.
You know what, it has to be said. I'm tired of these YouTubers making all of this glamorous content about eating massive amounts of food. Oh, 100 chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Oh, the new chicken sandwich from Arby's. It must be full-on Red Dead Redemption every single time these people go to the bathroom. You can make it sound all glamorous, but I know you're shitting like a donkey. In case you're wondering how Trisha hypothetically died in this video, it was a car accident.
Daughter saying, how can this be? She was just another like me.
Trisha saw that oncoming truck and said, cheese! Like, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling there? It got weirder. She actually is resurrected somehow.
Dearly departed, she was just like you and me. When I'm 6 feet under, will you remember me?
Yes, I promise to remember you if you just stay in the coffin so that we can close it and get this day over with. It's hard to miss you when you keep getting up and doing lyrical dances down the aisle, honey. Oh no, sweetie, can we let someone vacuum up the church before you shuffle around barefoot like that? People bring their service animals in here. For some reason, that song ends on a happy note with Trisha, I guess, ascending to heaven like a jellicle cat. The next video I saw was called Silence, probably one of my least favorites of Trisha, not my favorite vocal performance, a lot of auto-tune. And when it comes to the video, it was very cliche for me. I can't recall what year this was from, but it might have been one of her earlier works just because it's very cut and paste, like independent music video where it's like, I had a bad childhood and then it led into a bad relationship, which I mean, obviously the cycle of abuse is a thing, but I'm tired of seeing it in the most cliche way, which is like, I was yelled at as a child, so now I'm a beautiful, glamorous starlet with a hot boyfriend who yells at me. It's like, it doesn't always look like that. We're not always Lana Del Rey, and I can tell that alone just based off the cosmetics that Trisha has on her counter here.
Your love comes in like violence.
No, my e.l.f. concealer palette and my Wet n Wild lipstick. Those are really hard to use when there's broken glass in them. Also, it delves into that cliche of, oh, she's a tragically beautiful character who's addicted to alcohol. It shows her drinking a lot through the scene. Also, when I saw that label coming off a little bit, I had to look closer. This alcohol she's drinking is just alcohol. So I don't know if that's like brown rubbing alcohol or whatever, but it might lead to some organic brain loss going down the line. So I would be careful. Checking off another box on the independent music video bingo card is trying to fake cry. Here's the thing, we all know that it looks realistic to like close your eyes a ton when you're crying. So like just doing that alone is not gonna sell it. You need to have tears. I need snot coming out of your nose. I want bubbles gurgling in your throat. I want agony seeping out of your eyes. You can tell the difference when someone's acting and when someone's just making the face, I think. So this is just like a general request for anyone who's ever gonna do a music video ever. If you're just some musician and you're not an actor named Jennifer Lawrence, if you've got a cramped shooting schedule and you've got 20 minutes to get the most important scene of your whole thing done, if you're shooting in an abandoned house that gets set on fire, none of these things require the addition of fake crying in your music video. I promise, we've already seen it. But like I said, not all of these videos have anything wrong with them. Like some I really don't have a lot to say about at all. Shoulda was a great video. I liked the song. And she made this back in 2016. So again, it's kind of interesting how the quality spikes and peaks like that. Because that whole video, I think, ages really well, except for this final shot of a car exploding. Coming this Christmas to Nintendo GameCube. And then a year later, almost, like she's in 2017 giving us this video, I Hate My Life, which I think is akin to those roast yourself videos that we've seen other YouTubers do. And this one is just very homemade. I'm seeing a lot of background elements that are distracting. I wish we weren't doing this.
But what's the point when I hate my face? What's the point when I hate my face? My cookie face.
Yeah, I already knew you hated your face right when I saw those Yes to Cucumber makeup remover wipes on your counter. That's gonna burn, sister. You can hate your face, but don't cause cell mutations on your face. The thing about shooting a music video in your own apartment is you gotta clear out all your garbage. That's like the first rule at film school, is like when you're on a location, almost always the first step is emptying out all of the furniture and then bringing it back in to redecorate. You know, you can't just sit up against your couch and shoot something. You need to pull the furniture away from the wall so you can light it separately from the foreground. I don't want to see these stringy lights out the background. I don't want to see your random art on the wall. It's all distracting. It all muddies up the frame and it looks cheap. It's bad enough that you're literally shooting some of this like under the lights from your oven hood. The shadows are basically obscuring your face at all times. I liked it best when we were in her living room with all that natural light, but yeah, I never forget advice like that I learned in film school, like empty out the furniture, put the camera at eye level, pull the couch away from the wall. It's really important to remember these things because guess what? Those are the things you can do for free that will make your video look better. Those are things you can do without having any special skills whatsoever. You don't need to hire a gaffer to make sure that the ugly pictures are off the wall behind you. So it's really important as a filmmaker that you care enough about every detail in your frame. Like, I get it. It sucks to have to remove all the art from your walls and then put it up later. It sucks to have to remove all the light bulbs from your ceiling and put in higher watt ones so that the light is higher enough. But it also doesn't take that long and you can reset it afterwards if you want to. So put in the half hour it takes to prep now to make your shot look good so that this piece of evergreen content that's gonna live with your face on it forever is how you want it to be. It still holds up. But at the same time, you know, we all learn from our mistakes, so thank you for your mistake. What do you guys think of Trisha Paytas's music videos? Were you into any of these? I had some favorites. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what other creators I should look into for another installment of Clip Breakdown. Don't forget to check out my merch, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns like this. There's a whole playlist to more in the description below, along with links to merch, which you can check out. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right down here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so turn on that notification bell and you'll always be the first to hate my face with me. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you for bopping with Jesus for me today. I will see you next time.